We're back after a little bit of a layoff due to some snowstorms over on the East Coast. My dude Phil is not a block of ice. He is here in the flesh. Combat Conversations is back. My homie Phil from CST, if you guys don't know. Great news outlet for combat sports, independent media. Go give him a follow on Twitter, Instagram, and they do a lot of interviews on YouTube as well. So please be sure to check that out.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. How you feeling, man? It's been, honestly, I feel like it's been kind of a little quiet in combat sports since we last talked. How you feeling about everything?
Well, first of all, the one reason why it's delayed is because my internet connection's been shit. So New England just had the biggest snowstorm, and since 1978, where we had like a record high, like 38 inches of snow. So fucking my ass has been shoveling. My internet's been all chippy, choppy, whatever. And yeah, work's been a pain in the ass. I have missed a couple days because of the snow. There's apparently another snowstorm this week, so I mean, I'd rather go fuck myself. But either way, but combat sports wise, I think like just the weekend, like just the events itself has been all right. Like it hasn't really that's something that stuck out to me. Like wow, I really want to talk about this event. But like I think more the news that came, like the recent fight announcements that came out, that kind of had us like shocked, excited, and had asking us why does this need to happen? You know what I mean?
Sure. Let's get into all that. I mean, for me, like obviously, I love watching Deep. Probably the best fight I've seen this year happened in Deep. I seen a guy hit a Scottish Twister on a Deep card last weekend. That was cool. First time I saw that live. I make an effort to cover Indonesian kickboxing. It gets me a lot of views. I'm the only guy covering it, and I got to tell you, man, it's pretty cool. It's kickboxing with elbows, so it's kind of like that's a cool little fun aspect. It's just that those shows are terribly paced, dude. Fucking the worst fucking pacing you could possibly imagine in a combat sports event. I don't know why. But it is fun. It's a cool thing. I hope a lot of people watch it too for free. So, but yeah, I mean, the UFC's been running, putting on, I guess, shows that I'm fine with. Are you one of these people that, like, when there's a UFC event, are you like super pumped for it every weekend? Or are you kind of like, it's the UFC, it's kind of cookie cutter at this point?
Well, that's kind of just background noise for me. I kind of just pick and choose which fights I want to watch. At this point, I used to be like, oh yeah, I gotta watch them top to bottom. I'll look at the card. You know how UFC drops the card on like the day of the fight, like a couple hours before, and I just look at it and I'm like, what are we doing, man? Like, what are these fights? Half of these like fighters are like contender series guys. You know, obviously there's gonna be a couple fights that you just be like, oh yeah, I definitely want to tune in. Like for example, last weekend was Sean Strickland, Anthony Hernandez. Like I knew that was gonna be a good fight because Anthony Hernandez has the cardio to keep up with Sean Strickland, but he's also going to push the pace. So that's why I was excited. And that's like a good matchup with Sean Strickland. And, you know, the result showed itself. You know, him finishing Fluffy in the third round with a nasty knee to stomach.
Shocking.
Followed with shots.
And like that was like one of Sean Strickland's like easiest fights he's ever had, I would say.
Yeah. I'd say it was one of his funnest fights too. Like he walked pretty much, you know, he does what he usually does, right? I guess he was a little more aggressive in this fight because, you know, when you have a guy like Fluff, he was going to walk forward with him pretty much. Like they're both gonna walk into each other. Obviously, that they
Yeah.
tend to move forward all the time. So stylistically, Sean was just better for that in that fight for him. And what else is on that card? The co-main event. I think it was Euros Medics versus Jeff Neal. Holy shit!
Slimed Jeff Neal. That was fucking awesome. That was so sick and kind of shocking as well. But yeah, I mean, so you're just kind of like, I remember when I was a kid, I used to watch like Fox at like night right after the news,
Oh
and
yeah,
it would be like that '70s show Seinfeld, and then it would be Family Guy, and I
no,
would
those are
it's
the
like
lead shows.
people be like, "Oh, yo, like Seinfeld, that '70s show." I'm like, those are like background noise for me growing up as a kid, right?
Yeah,
I was just waiting to be locked in on Family Guy. It tells you what kind of fucking dumbass I am. But yeah, like I never really watched Seinfeld or that '70s show because I was just waiting for fucking Family Guy. But I feel like even now, like week in and week out, like I've just kind of been more locked into some of the smaller shows. I feel like they're a lot more fun.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. The past week has been a little quiet. Obviously, Ryan Garcia got a win over Mario Barrios. I don't know if this is a marker of like, oh, Ryan Garcia's back. I think like beating Mario Barrios isn't that significant.
Yeah, especially when Mario Barrios went to a draw recently with Manny Pacquiao. So it's like, does that win really hold much weight? You know?
Right. I did cover Crush Card. It was super fun. KSW last weekend had one of the worst shows I think I've ever seen, and a lot of hardcore KSW fans were telling me that was an embarrassment from the promotion. Said it was the worst show they've ever seen from KSW.
You have hardcore RW, I mean, not KSW fans. Like you actually know them.
Yes.
Generally, I never met one. I mean, the only person I knew that was a huge advocate for KSW. Like I like KSW. Don't get me wrong. I watched it for a while, but I was never
Hmm.
like, yeah, this is my show. I gotta watch every single weekend. Like I know Isha would do that because he's the biggest Field the
Hmm.
Freeze fan. But other than that, like I feel like KSW kind of lost some of its glory. Like I don't know that lust. I don't know what is the word I'm looking for. But like they used to be like I don't know, in my opinion, like must watch before. But now I don't know. It's kind of hard to get in behind some of the fighters. Like I like Field the Freeze, but like if he comes to the UFC, I don't think he's gonna do what he does what he does in the KSW. You
He was
know?
already in the UFC, and he got kicked out of the UFC because he wasn't that good. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think that this Mexico City card was fun. I mean, it's a marker of how good a show is when the women's fight on the prelims is the best fight. And that fight was fun. I'm not saying like women's fights can't be fun, but that was like the standout best fight. Loner Kavanaugh beating Brandon Moreno. Very surprising to me the way in which he'd done it. So much faster, so much better timing. Moreno
Mhm.
got pretty beat up, but I thought it was kind of smart of him to switch up the game plan, but he ended up just holding Loner Kavanaugh up against the cage. Marlon Vera goes out there and does absolutely nothing on his way to a decision loss once again.
Same old,
Had
same
success
old.
in the third, but Daniel Zellhuber gets slimed by Bobby Green. I was so
That was
stoked to
impressive.
see that. And I think
So
it's time to get
Hoover,
this Daniel Zellhuber guy out of the UFC, or at least just have him be like a journeyman, gatekeeper kind of guy. I don't want to see him on the main card anymore, getting these showcase spots.
yeah, I don't know how he gets it, but like he's been like a big time favorite in on the majority of his fights. I think his last three fights, he was like a massive favorite, and he's just lost all three of them. Yeah, Esteban Ribovich and then Michael Johnson and King Green. When you're losing to King Green and Michael Johnson at their stage of the career, like Michael Johnson and King Green specifically, I don't think this sport is really for you, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and I also this card had Chris Moutinho versus Christian Quinones on it, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, why is this is not a UFC level fight or what somebody would call UFC level, and it's like this fucking fight is
but
on
here's
the
the thing:
card. Like,
I'm looking at this card right now. You could have convinced me this is an Apex card, right? Tell me not. This could have been an Apex card. So I feel like
aside from names like Cheeto Vera and Brandon Moreno, there wasn't any name value on this card.
and here's the thing: I'm not the biggest Cheeto Vera fan, so like his fights are okay to me. They've never been like, oh yeah, this is so great. He's good at beating washed guys. That's the thing. That was my whole thing with Cheeto Vera. But
Yeah, yeah. And I thought about it. I was like, when's the last time Cheeto knocked somebody out? Dominic Cruz. And then before that, Frankie Edgar. I'm like, wait a second. you know? But
dude,
it
look
is
at
what
all
it is,
his
bro.
wins.
Like, look at T Wood's last couple fights, bro. What did T Wood do? He stopped throwing strikes. Like, it's just what happens when you take enough. You've been in enough fights. You take a lot of damage. Like, you just get to this point where you're just tentative. It's just what happens. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
it's shocking.
Here's the thing too. The co and the main event and co-main event was basically the passing of the torch. Not passing the torch, but like the issue in the new era of like the new generation. Like Loner Kavanaugh beating Moreno. Because Moreno's kind of, I would say he's washed at this point. I basically declared him washed when he lost against what's his name? Tsurutyra, Tyra. Because he would have gotten that out of that position. But he got smoked. I'm like, all right, now we're starting to see the wheels fall off for Moreno. And it proved it in his last night's fight. And then you got Cheeto Vera. I thought he's overrated. I was never the biggest Cheeto Vera fan, like fight wise, but like I like his like personality, his character, and
Yeah,
everything.
sure.
But like fight wise, he's always been a slow starter. He fights the same every fucking time. And like I see the tweet on Twitter, it was just like being Cheeto Vera's coach must be the most frustrating thing in the world because the coach tells him the same exact thing every single fight. You need to pick it up. Hurry up. You need to start
You
fast.
know, you know it's bad when every fight. Like I remember, like the last couple fights are like, oh well, like after a loss, Cheeto's the kind of guy who always has an excuse. Like, and again, I'm not trying to bash the guy or anything, but it's like, oh, I ran too much. So then this camp, oh, we ran less, and we did this more, and it's like when that's how you kind of know like your career is starting to be on a downside when you have an excuse and it's like, oh, we did this, and it's like, no, like you just need to fucking throw more punches and kicks because the guy has power. You look at David Martinez's face after that fight; his eye was all swollen up,
Yeah.
like anyway. So yeah, and I think that that's kind of a testament to my level of interest and has been my level of interest for the UFC.
Yeah.
Also, like I stopped when I got on YouTube, my content was centric around breaking down cards and making picks. I've since stopped doing that because I literally just don't care about the UFC card breakdown aspect of everything. Like I don't care. I just want to watch the fights, see if they play out, and if they're good, they're good. So,
You know what my favorite thing to break down is like those
hmm.
big one championship cards, the ones we usually do
Mm.
together. Like we generally have fun doing that. It's because like
Yeah,
they actually try to stack a whole freaking card from top to
that's a good
bottom,
point.
which we will be.
That's a
We
great
might
point.
be do. We haven't said it. We haven't said anything to each other about it, but maybe one samurai one. We'll think about it depending how the card comes out.
I mean, literally any big one championship card, you can probably guarantee me and Phil are going to break it down because we've been doing that since that was the first content we ever made together was breaking down a one championship card. But you're right, it's like one is actually putting in their best effort to
Stack that Japan card.
put on a great card, with as many names as possible. But yeah,
And
I
crazy,
think that's go ahead.
the last card, fucking, I hit every single pick, which was the craziest thing. I landed every single fucking pick. And then when we were breaking down the fight, you're like, Phil, I think you actually hit every single pick. Like, hold up, let me go back and look through this shit. I'm like, holy shit, I did land every single pick.
Fucking bastard, dude. Damn, if only we could had a time machine. By the way, are you jealous yet of this K1 cup that I got?
No.
Liar. All right. So speaking of combat sports news and all that fun stuff, you opened up the show by saying a lot of these fights were kind of like, why? and we've got 3 on the docket that are very questionable.
It could
Which
be
one do you want to get
4.
into first?
We could be 4. I
Okay.
might as well just name it, right? First of all, we got Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano on Netflix. I understand why they're doing it because it is name value. And
It's
then
smart.
it's Netflix is free. Come on, like everybody's gonna fucking see it. And
Mm-hmm.
then you got for some odd reason, not odd, but just why. Like we're gonna need a segment. The segment we call Just Why. Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao 2 on Netflix. Set for the spear though. It is gonna be in a cool arena. I give it that.
Yeah,
It's not gonna just be T-Mobile. It's gonna be in the spear.
I got you right here. Ready?
This one.
What?
I love that Russell Westbrook video. Here's the third one, right? This one's like probably one of my biggest whys. Because like it really doesn't make any sense. It's Takeru versus Rodtang 2. That will be at One Samurai on April 29th, which is on a Wednesday too. So fuck us, right? And it's for the interim one flyweight kickboxing champion. That is the biggest why. And here's the fourth one. We'll get back to that one. Maybe I'll have a little rant about that one. The fourth one, I think is the coolest. You said it off screen was the coolest as well. It is a lot of hate towards this one, but me and you personally like it. It is Alexander Usyk versus Rico Verhoeven. And here's the for the WCB title, right? That's not even the random part. It's at the pyramids in Giza in Egypt. I think that's fucking sick. I don't give a fuck.
Sick. I have a video breaking down this fight a little more in depth on the channel, so check that out if you guys are interested, if you haven't seen it yet. The pyramids of Giza, they do light shows there, so I hope it's like that, in that kind of setting, you know, right there, boxing ring, fucking light show going off. It'd be super cool. Let's get into the why and tell me why this fight excites you.
I mean, it's Rico Verhoeven, so we're kickboxing fans, right? And then we've always want to see Rico in a big fight, at least for kickboxing. And then like the big ones he get into is kind of doesn't really end the way we wanted it to. Like for example, like Badahari.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there was a moment where Alistair Overeem was gonna come to glory. He won his like first fight and then he tested positive for like steroids, I think. So that fight never happened. But then there was another fight. You know, the big fight with fucking what's his name? That dude is in jail right now.
Jamal Ben Sadiq.
Yeah. Because they had a great fight, so they have a good rivalry. It's a good fight to sell. Levy Rickers never really lived up to potential. Antonio Plasma could never stay healthy. So, you know,
that would have been Rico. That might have been the one I wanted to see that never happened was Plazabot and Rico.
Same. And then so for this fight to happen, because I'm excited for Rico and like for the kickboxing fans to see like their guy get the biggest stage probably his whole career, to be honest. And it's against the like arguably the number one pound for pound boxer in the world and the number one kickboxer in the world, you know, in their respective weight classes, which is heavyweight. And so they could have just put it in an arena or a stadium or whatever, but they're like, nah, we're gonna go to Egypt and we're gonna do it in the pyramids or around outside the pyramids, whatever. The scenery and everything's just gonna look cool. Like this is the type of shit that like, you know, like 30 years from now, you'd be like, they really fought at the pyramids. You're gonna see like all these cool throwback photos and everything like that. And I don't know. I just like stuff like that.
So I basically agree with everything you said. My only question would be, does Rico Verhoeven deserve to fight a guy? I mean, does he deserve to fight the guy, the lineal champion with the belts for the titles? The WBC titles only went online. Other sanctioning bodies won't sanction this. The WBC, by the way, I don't even know. Like they're putting fucking Mauricio Suleiman, dude. He's putting on the special Egypt title for this. He always comes up with some gimmick belt like that. Does Rico Verhoeven deserve to get a boxing world title opportunity in his second professional boxing match? And it's been years since he fought in boxing.
Do I think he deserves it? No. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that he doesn't deserve it. But like, am I gonna watch it? Absolutely. And it's like, if Francis Ngannou can get a fight against Tyson Fury, why can't Rico Verhoeven get a fight against Usyk? You know, and you've seen what he did to Tyson Fury in the first match, so anything's possible.
I disagree. I understand, like why he doesn't deserve it, like the sentiment around that, I fully
Well,
get
here's
that.
the thing:
Boxing fans don't know who Rico is either.
Does he deserve to fight Usyk? Yes, why not? But does he deserve to fight Usyk for the WBC title? No, man. What happened to rankings, right? Why couldn't Francis do it? You know, but now they let Rico do it.
I disagree, man. I think does Alexander Usyk deserve to fight? Let's just say Tom Aspinall's the champion, right? We don't know when he's come back. Does Usyk deserve to fight Tom Aspinall for the UFC belt?
No,
You don't think he does?
no.
I disagree. I think like why the fuck not? If that's what they want to do, if they want to make a foray into another sport, they have the clout and the recognition that I think that warrants something like that. And you know what? For my own selfish reasons, and I cover this in my video, when Francis Ngannou fought Tyson Fury, he had a chance to become not only the lineal MMA champion, but also the lineal boxing champion. The only person to be a lineal champion in two different combat sports was Alistair Overeem. When he held the Strikeforce title, he was the lineal MMA champion. Make no mistake about it. That's the title that goes all the way back to Mark Coleman becoming the first lineal heavyweight champion, and he won the K1 title, beating Badr Hari. So he's the only two sport lineal champion ever. I ain't talking about one championship bullshit. Stamps the 3 sport world champion. I'm talking this guy was the fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, he didn't get a chance to carry that over and become the UFC champion, unify the title like that. But for my own selfish reasons, I think that that's super fucking cool, man. Like, and so now Rico Verhoeven has a chance to intertwine combat sports in that way, become the lineal kickboxing champion and the lineal boxing champion. And I think that's cooler than anything else. So I think that he does deserve it. I understand people will push back on that. And I was kind of thinking about it today. I'm like, imagine if like in the 90s, Michael Jordan,
well, maybe
all of a sudden
is not the right word we're looking for. Is he qualified to fight like for Usyk to fight Usyk? You know what I mean? Because deserve is like, you know, you work your way up in the rankings and everything like that. Kind of like how Tom Aspinall deserved to have a fight against John Jones because he's fucking the interim champion. But like, if we're talking about who's more qualified to fight John Jones right now, is it Alex Pereira or Tom Aspinall? Well, Alex Pereira is a 2-division champion. He has a little more clout. So I think qualified is the right word we're looking for. Because if we're talking about just big entertaining fights, then like,
I like that.
Then I'm down for.
I think you have a point. I mean, I was thinking about today. I'm like, okay, like imagine if Michael Jordan in the '90s was like the quarterback for the fucking like in the Super Bowl. Like you'd be like, what? That doesn't make any sense, you know? So does Rico Verhoeven have a chance to beat Alexander Usyk?
Oh, that's a good question. It's not like he has this devastating power that makes me feel like, oh yeah, he can fucking knock a Usyk. Like I'm confident that, you know, saying that he's not gonna knock out Alexander Usyk, but like, could he go? What are they going 10 to 12 rounds? I think they're going 12 because it's for the title, 12. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. He does have the cardio. I could see Usyk be the one finish him within 6 rounds or less.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, it's that, and I think that's the biggest issue, and then that's where you bring in like he's not qualified because he's not gonna win, you know. And it's like, damn, I hate watching fights where I know the other guy's gonna win, you know. So that is the biggest issue. And I do understand like a lot of the pushback from boxing fans, but again, like just me, my own selfish reasons, I think this fight's cool as fuck. And Rico having that opportunity to, you know, become lineal kickboxing and boxing champion is cooler than anything else. So that's just me, man. I like the fight. I think it's cool. The setting is cool, as you said. There's a lot of weird shit around this fight, though. First of all, how the fuck did Rico even get connected with Turki Al-Sheikh? You know anything about that?
I seen Turki was just posting stuff about it. I don't know. He didn't really get into it. I think he was at like a glory event or something. Or Rico was at one of these big boxing events. And he kind of just, you know, and it's just like, you know, and like, who are you? I'm like, oh, I'm Rico Verhoeven. I'm the number one fucking heavyweight kickboxer in the world. You know, I haven't lost in 10 years, yada yada. So you know what I mean. They kind of has the accolades to just like to prove that he's qualified. You know, if he was just like fucking like some random like fucking guy in Glory, I don't know, like not say random, but like Maury
Kachab.
Chroma, yeah, Kachav. Like I know Maury Chroma's a champion, but like he wasn't dominating like Rico. You know.
Yeah,
So
he's got a hell of a management team.
yeah. So shout out to Rico.
There's not a lot of sanctioning bodies won't sanction this fight. WBC just got all hard and they want to get their sanctioning fee, create some stupid random belt, for this. So of course they jumped at the opportunity, and I guess the Ring Magazine title will be on the line. Is that correct? WBC and Ring, and there's only 2 titles on the line.
That's a good question. I only
think
saw
that
WBC.
I think the IBO is held by Wardley, and maybe Ajit Kabiel has one. I'm not really sure, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's Usyk is the man who beat the man. He's the lineal champion. That's all I care about.
But shout out to that poster, bro. That poster was fire.
Yes, the poster is sick. Let's see. I like it. It's got the Egyptian like pharaoh on it,
and it says "Glory" in Giza. Come on, I like the little glory. Come on,
that
man.
is cool. Glory kickboxing in Giza.
I understand boxing fans, but like for me as a combat sports fans in general, I love the fuck out of this fight. This fight's sick. He's probably Rico's gonna get his ass whooped most likely, but like I love like the whole idea, the whole theme of it about it.
Frank says, "Hell's nah." Mediocrity is practically non-existent now. Yeah,
yeah.
People are saying like, "Oh, this is like the crossover, all this crossover bullshit." I personally think this is a little. Again, it's like it's the fucking guy in kickboxing. Yeah, here's your poster,
dude.
Yeah, it's got both of them as pharaohs, the golden hands. Yeah, this shit's gangster as fuck.
Like I would put that on my wall. Like I'm debating on buying it.
That shit is so cool.
Not the second one, but like the one on the left, obviously, because these Ring Magazine posters go hard.
Agreed. Should I have the Mona Kimura background up still? Anyway, so let's. I think we've kind of exhausted that one. What you got next? What do you want to talk about next?
Fucking Takeru versus Rodtang.
Oh, we're gonna do this now, huh?
I saw your comment on Instagram. You were like, "Why?" I just really said the same shit too. I was like, "What are we doing?"
Takeru versus Rodtang 2 definitely deserves this one.
What?
Dude, I woke up. I think I was at work or something. I forgot where I was. I just looked at my phone. I remember just being like, "What?" First of all, I was fine with just the rematch, but then when I saw interim flyweight kickboxing match, what?
Let's get into it. So, okay, so Rodtang, Takeru came over 2-1, seemingly to fight Rodtang. And again, I have you go watch my Takeru video if you want to know about Takeru's journey. 2-1. He goes in there to fight Rodtang Superlek. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I actually met Superlek. I don't know if anyone was aware of that.
I don't know why you had that shit saved on here, bro. I'm about to delete it off for you.
But that's my guy, Superlek, carrying one championship on his back. Rodtang can't fight. Superlek decides to fight him because he's such a badass. And he slimes out Takeru. Takeru had some moments in that fight. But anyway, they finally do the big fight with Takeru and Rodtang. And Rodtang knocks him out with basically the first punch he threw. And it was funny as hell. Takeru cried like a bitch. So
and then, dude, this fight is just.
So Takeru comes back and he fights Dennis Purich. He's the guy that they call when one of their stars needs a win. They call up get Dennis Purich on the phone. So Takeru knocks him out on that 172 card in Japan. Super sick. And then literally in the crowd, it was like a weird, surreal moment. He's like, "Oh, I want to fight Rodtang for my last fight," and I was like, "What?" And there's fucking Rodtang goes into the cage. I think it was a cage.
Yeah, it was.
And they face off, and they announce that they're going to do that fight, and he wants it to be his retirement fight. That's kind of the biggest issue. Go ahead.
This is some context.
Go off,
here.
King.
Rodtang was supposed to fight on that same card for the Muay Thai title against Nong.
He was supposed to fight Nong O, right.
And I think he had like an illness issue, like a fucking or whatever. And then like this was he becomes a little drama queen on social media, and then Chatri kisses his ass. And then when Takeru wants it, he's like, "I want this to be my retirement fight." Rodtang's like, "I'm down, let's do it." So Chatri's all aboard. Then so Nong O gets fucked over and over. So and then here's the funny part. Mind you, this is a retirement fight, right? That Takeru wanted. It's fucking for the interim flyweight kickboxing champion. So you telling me
who's the flyweight champion?
Super leg. Dude, that man has not defended that title since January 28th, 2004.
And then also like here's another stupid aspect to this. Like Rodtang beats Takeru because he will. Do they actually end up doing the second super leg fight, which I think they should have done a while ago? Like, do they?
The super legs has lost back-to-back fights, bro. Like that dude.
No, he hasn't. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Fucking Nabil and fucking
super legs literally never lost a fight. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But anyways. Fucking Takeru, man. They fucking they suck up to any Japanese fighter that can fucking bring him a fucking crowd.
And that's the biggest aspect to this. Behind this announcement, Chatri has announced a monthly show at the Ariake Arena. There was a rumor. Go ahead.
Is it at the Ariake Arena every month or?
Yes, that's okay. You correct me if I'm wrong. You can check that out. That's actually something interesting to know. When I talked to the legend of kickboxing coverage, Dogman, on the We Are Rising podcast, I can leave a link to that in the description of this video. He had told me that there was a rumor that they were going to do it at Korakuen Hall, which is the small arena at the Tokyo Dome, kind of like the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden. This is big news as far as kickboxing is concerned because Crush and Rise do monthly shows at Korakuen Hall. This would definitely cut into the business of Crush and Rise, which I think is actually going to cause K1 and Rise to actually collaborate once again.
Yeah.
So this is kind of it's not at Korakuen, so that's better for them. But a monthly show in Japan is going to not only cut into the kickboxing aspect of the business of combat sports in Japan, but also, I mean, I'll ask you, I mean, does this cut into Rise or Ryzen's profits? The Japanese market?
I think they'd be just fine. I think maybe like I don't think
so. I think that regardless, I think this is a good way for one to make that leap into the Japanese market. A monthly show. We'll see if they actually stick to that. We have seen one cancel many shows at different locations, and then just move them over to Bangkok because it's cheaper there. But yes, this fight is really, really fucking stupid. You want to talk about undeserving fights, unqualified fights? I mean, Takeru and Rodtang, it's fun on paper, but Takeru is just his body is broken, bro. Like he's never even been the kind of guy to. He's never in a boring fight, but he has taken so much damage throughout his career. Rodtang's so much fresher. I mean, he has literally. You want to talk about Rico Verhoeven not having a chance? I mean, maybe he'll lose a decision. Like Takeru's just going to get knocked out again. But I don't know. Maybe. I mean, we've seen a super unmotivated Rodtang. So I guess that's the only interest on this fight. It's like, okay, how motivated is Rodtang to knock out a guy again? But I guess technical aspect of it, fight breakdown wise, how are you feeling about it?
Same results. I don't give a fuck for this fight. Like, especially with a title on the line. I mean, my biggest issue is the name of this fucking event. It's called One Samurai. That is the most cringiest shit I've ever heard in my life. What am I doing? I was talking about this on the one champion.
Wait, you don't miss when one used to name their events one Winter Warriors.
That was some of the cringiest shit. That was like
what are some other ones? What are some other?
That was like the straight to DVD martial arts film names. Like that shit was cringe, bro. And I hate this name, One Samurai. Like it's so fucking corny to me. It just makes me cringe. Like, what if they come to America? What do they call that? One Cowboy? Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
My biggest question is, what is the focus of these shows? Is it MMA? Submission grappling? Are they bringing Mikey Musumeci back? You know, is it?
It is 70% Japanese talent, 30% foreigners. It is obviously going to be the same mix of everything, and it's going to be.
I'm talking about Friday fights. It's like that's Muay Thai, Muay Thai centric. Is it going to be kickboxing centric?
I think it's gonna be kickboxing / Muay Thai because they do have a lot of Japanese talent that are in Muay Thai, and they do have a lot of Japanese MMA fighters too. So
okay, I like it. I think it's really cool. I don't know. I think a monthly show in Japan would be gangster. Not for my fucking sleep schedule, but yeah.
What time do you think this started?
That's a great
2
question.
a.m.
I mean, probably. I mean, that's Crush and Rise generally start at around that time. Yo, what is up, Samarut? Good to see you. I do want to ask Samarut, does one doing a monthly show in Japan cut into Ryzen's share of the market in combat sports? Let me know. You can send me a DM on that. That would be something I'm very interested to hear your opinion of. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the idea of one putting on a monthly show at Ariake Arena is really cool. But again, this event, Rodtang versus Takeru, it makes absolutely no sense. But I did think it was important to kind of cover some of the other implications that come with an announcement like that.
I have to think too. I think, well, initially I thought the main event was gonna be like Yuki Oza versus Johnson Haggerty. I seen like Haggerty teasing something, like I signed something, through the grapevines. I heard a little bit of something too, but maybe it would be the co-main event or something. I thought that would have been a better main event, but obviously Takeru and Rodtang are the draw there. So
wait, aren't they still doing 173 in April, or is this replaced that?
I believe this replaced. Well, 174 doesn't have a location anymore. So
okay. So this kind of just became that, I think.
Yeah. So 175 actually became one Samurai 1. A fucking corny ass name.
Okay.
Or something. He like
says
that.
No.
Whatever.
It won't be MMA focused, I'd imagine. Sure. I think it's cool, man. I think it's cool. I enjoy one's product. Their business decisions are dumb, but I do understand. They're like, all right, let's just get Takeru in a big fight. Put it for a title. That's like the UFC model, right? Make it a title fight. Then people will care more. But yeah, you have any other thoughts on this this fight announcement?
Trash. One Samurai is the dumbest name. Yeah, this is just. I genuinely hate it. I hate that the fact it's on a Wednesday. I'm like, oh yeah, this is.
People who had bought tickets for Takeru's retirement show had it turn from a numbered event to One Samurai 1. Okay, so it definitely straight up replaced it. You said it's on a Wednesday?
Yes, it's fucked up, man. I got work, man. At 1 a.m.? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not making this. I'm going to have fucking Izzy run the fucking Twitter page for that one.
And shout out to Izzy.
I was going to say. So much for as a retirement fight, what did one do? Give him a couple more bucks or something like that to just say, hey, we'll make you take the interim title fight. You think he wants to retire as an interim champion? No, fuck that. I'm going for undisputed.
What if he won?
Oh, one's going to be like, oh, we're doing a trilogy now.
Oh, no! Wait. This one's going to be in Muay Thai.
That shit ain't going to happen. Next one. What's the next fight? I said, what's the next fight?
All right. We have
Oh, Floyd and
Ronda
Manny.
Rousey. Oh, okay, yeah. We'll talk about Floyd and Manny. I kind of made a video on Floyd and Manny. Check out this YouTube channel that I'm working on with somebody else called MMA Wise Guy. It's a big event. Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao demand. They're a big box office demand. It's gonna be in Las Vegas, I believe, at the Sphere.
At the Sphere.
Um,
Yeah.
cool, awesome. Another big event, right? It's something, but the fight's gonna suck. Floyd's gonna win. What is the interest here? You know, at least with Rico
I
and
think
Usyk, like you've got guys that are not 50 years old. You know,
I mean, if Manny Pacquiao wins and he knocks out Floyd Mayweather, I might be happy. That might be the positive for me out of that whole fight. But other than that, I mean, it is at least it's at the Spear, I guess you can say. And at least it could bring in some people, it could bring people to come in because I think it was at the T-Mobile event. I think nobody really cares, to be honest. I mean, I don't really care for the fight in general. It's just something we need to talk about. The only thing that's
yeah.
cool about, not cool, good that it's free because like what the first pay-per-view was like $60, fucking like 7-8 years ago, and it's gonna be on Netflix.
It's
Yeah,
in
I don't really have much.
2015.
Was it 2015? It was like a year after I graduated. So yeah, it was around that
Yeah,
time.
dude. It was a long time ago. They're fighting in between that. Who is Manny fighting in between it? Because I know that Floyd was rumored to fight that Zambitis, right? Mike Zambitis, former Glory fighter, K1 guy.
So apparently he's got like 3 fights booked this year. So he must be broke.
Okay.
Apparently, what people are saying, he must have blew through his money. That's what 50 Cent said. He's gonna be fighting Mike Tyson exhibition match. And then he's gonna supposedly fight Mike Zambitas, the old K1 legend from Greece, and that's in June, I think. I don't know. It's confirmed from his side or not. And then Manny Pacquiao in fucking September. Dude, it's fucking. He's on an old man tour. He's on a legends tour. You guys could say.
Yeah, it's a money move. I've heard for years that Floyd's broke, and that's why he's hanging out in Abu Dhabi just to avoid paying taxes. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, and then Manny, like, that guy's got to be broke too. That guy could have fucking been president of Philippines.
You know what's pretty cool
and,
though? The whole Pacquiao, his sons, like apparently, in the both in boxing, like the one that's been like casted aside, it's like he had like an affair or something like that, whatever that side story is.
okay.
You heard about that shit?
No,
like
tell me.
He has him and his wife, right? They had like 4 or 5 kids or whatever, and then one of his sons wants to become a boxer, so obviously Manny's training him. And then I guess there was some chick from like this restaurant he used to always go to, and he like, he had a thing with her, and they end up having a kid together. But like, I don't know if he like casted him aside or just kept him like in the dark.
Whoa.
But like, he's also boxing too, and he's actually like the better one of the sons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he had it a little tougher. I guess Toxic says Manny's gonna box Ruslan Provodnikov.
See, I don't know who the fuck that is.
That was he was a decent boxer. He fought Chris Algieri for the title. So that's at least Manny's boxing. So that's like a better fight than Floyd. Dude, Manny's gonna get smoked by Floyd again, dude. Like, even though Floyd is old and he's broke, like, he's still gonna outbox the shit out of Manny, bro. Like, this is not a competitive fight. It wasn't. You watched it live. I never watched the fight. By all accounts, Floyd washed Manny. Is that how you see the fight going, or was it a good fight? Is this have potential to be a good fight?
Jog my memory back to like 2015, 16.
I can see the gears turning in your head.
Bro, I can't believe I'm saying this. This was 10 years ago. So I'm like, fuck, am I really that old now? But yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight. I mean, it was just like your typical Floyd Mayweather fight against, like, you would say, like a Manny Pacquiao who's on the decline. He's already been knocked out, lost a couple fights, and then Floyd finally took the fight. It was still a big money fight, but it was nothing to remember.
Okay.
Typical Floyd fight.
I watched Floyd and Manny. Floyd won, but he didn't destroy him. Manny had an injury. All right.
That fight was already. That fight was like 6 years too late during that time.
Yeah, and that was the narrative around everything I ever have watched on that fight. It's like that they already fought too late.
It's like
But
equivalent to like Jones and Aspinall. I mean, not Jones and Aspinall. Jones and Stipe. Like the
okay,
fight's like
okay.
3-4 years too late.
But yeah, I mean, I am actually interested on the business side for Netflix. Who is putting on this fight? What
For
promotion?
Manny and
Floyd
Floyd.
and Manny, yeah. TGB Promotions, it's Floyd's company, or is it like a co-promotion with him and Manny's company, or
Hey, definitely ain't Sella, which is like the Saudis or whatever. It's a good
okay.
question. I don't really know that. I know for obviously for Ronda and Gina Carano, it's
I was kind of
MVP.
trying to segue into that.
Yeah, but we
Uh,
could go into that now. MVP and Netflix getting into MMA. What do you think about all that?
yeah, I think that they're making moves. I think you know me. I'm always an advocate for more places for MMA fighters to get paid. I think that MVP Jake Paul specifically, like, because remember he was signed with the PFL, and
Yeah,
then
nothing came
that
out
was
of it.
probably just a marketing ploy, right?
Yeah,
Um, but I think that, like, honestly, bro, like, you can hate on Jake Paul all you want, but business wise, that man is smart. He fought all these boxing matches, moving into the side of promoting. Obviously, Nikki Sabadarian is his partner in crime. I think that there's a lot of stupid shit going on as far as them promoting fights. But you saw, I mean, he was the one that made Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. And those were great fights. So he does have potential to promote something big. And I think that Gina Carano versus Ronda Rousey is a big fight. Them getting into MMA, I like it, but also like I don't like this aspect of like all I've seen out of MVP is these nothing fights besides again Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. So I like people getting paid.
yeah, same here. And shout out to Granite with the $5 donation. Phil
Thank
is
you, sir. I
right.
appreciate that.
Manny and Mayweather was 5 years too late. It was, man. Like even during that time, like we were like I remember being at the like freshman year in high school, fucking at the basketball court or whatever, hanging out with my friends. They were like we always debating. Like I always had like the group of like black friends and then my group of like Asian friends, but we'd always hang out at the park. They're like, all my black friends would be like, Floyd's gonna wash that Asian man. I'm like, man's gonna get your ass, you know what I mean? But it was always like
Yeah.
fun, friendly
Yeah.
banter and everything like
Sure.
that.
Sure.
But then it like came to the point where we all graduated and they were talking about that fight, and then we were just like, do we really want to see it? Like even like we were
Now.
just like, yeah, like and like after we saw what happened to like Manny Pacquiao like getting knocked out by Marquez, losing the split decisions to like fucking Timothy Bradley or whatever, he got robbed. But I think we all knew that Floyd saw like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take Manny now while he's declining now. The fight's
Yeah.
still gonna sell, but on the bright side of that card, when I bought the pay-per-view, I got to see Lomachenko fight for the first time.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's
that was
sick.
like the biggest upside. But I remember like just like the whole like not whole world, but like going on social media during that time and everybody was just talking about that fight, right? And people were just like, yo, who's throwing the Floyd versus Mayweather fight watch party, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I remember I got invited to like 5 watch parties, and I just went to one of my best friend's house, and we had like fucking like 20 people there. Everybody pitched down. My buddy that worked at a pizza restaurant was like, "Yo, I'm bringing like 10 pizzas over." He legitimately brought like 10 pizzas over and shit. So it was cool, that like the whole spectacle of it. The fight itself didn't live up to the hype, but
Yeah.
overall,
So yeah, I mean, again though, it's gonna be another big fight like that. I mean, I remember like my cousin. I was talking to him about Manny versus come on, what's the Cuban? Oh, Ugas. I was like, yo, you want to come over and watch the Ugas fight? And he's like, I don't know. Manny's old, and that was years ago. So like, I don't know how many casuals are still committed to Manny Pacquiao fights. But Ronda Rousey fighting Carano. What are your thoughts on MVP getting into MMA and the fight?
I do like MVP getting into MMA because I do like we do need more like promotions out there. But the only
Mm-hmm.
thing I MVP is that like they seem like they're only gonna work with Netflix, right? So what
Yeah,
Netflix wants is the big fights. So whatever MVP can put together, like scrounge whatever talent they can find. I think there's a good enough, not good, that's a decent enough not roster, like handful of talents outside the UFC that they can put together and like put it on the Netflix card, like as headliners, like maybe a couple events per year. Like for example, you could get Nate Diaz on the card, right? Have him headlining against somebody. Maybe like I don't know,
I guess, but it's
fucking.
like what?
But that's what Netflix would want though. So they can probably put together those weird, money grab fights. You can say
Yeah, I hate it though. I need
it's
actual
not.
competition. But also, like, that's what you have to do outside of the UFC, bro. Like, you have to do that. You have to drum up interests and make money somehow. So I do
Yeah.
understand that. But the bigger issue that I think is important to talk about is why did Ronda Rousey retire?
Why did it run around? Well, she got her ass beat 2 fights in a row. Got knocked the
Mm-hmm.
fuck out, and
Yes,
she got knocked out in the second one too. But like, she got destroyed under a minute. Um,
she cited like she was
and
complaining about concussions before she ever lost, like
well,
all the
here's
time.
the thing. She would say things that I hit rock bottom. I'm thinking
I need
about
to
killing my.
water, but I'm still listening. Give me 1 second.
She would say stuff like, I hit rock bottom, stuff like that. And then there's like kind of like an outrage from like the fan base that kind of clowned her for that. It was like, dude, you made millions of dollars, you're in movies, yada yada, this and that. And I don't know, I feel like she didn't deal she couldn't handle the criticism from the media and the fans, to be honest. She kind of, how would you say, crash out? Is what we say nowadays.
Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano have suffered brain damage in their career. And again, I'm not saying like they're an exclusive thing in combat sports. Everybody suffers brain damage. It's a big part of combat sports. This fight is disgusting on that side of it. Two old women getting in the ring cage way past their prime have suffered brain damage, have cited concussions being an issue. It's disgusting that a place like California, nonetheless, which is supposed to be one of the more stand-up commissions in the United States, is sanctioning a fight like this. I think it's absolutely gross. Should be an exhibition fight. Ronda Rousey's mother is on the California State Athletic Commission board.
Well, to be fair, they haven't fought in years, so it's not like they're in their 50s too. Like I think what Ronda's like in her late 30s. She might have retired too early, in my opinion. And same thing with Gina Carano. She only fought 8 fights, really. She hasn't fought since fucking 2008. So
Hmm.
so I don't really think they've taken a lot of brain damage other than Ronda Rousey in the last 2 fights, and she hasn't fought for a while too. And she's not even 40 yet. She's like in her late 30s, I believe. And Gina Carano might be 40. I mean, I can double check that age right now.
I think again, I still think it's gross. It's gross. It should not be a professionally sanctioned match in any sense of the word.
And I mean, Gina Carano's 43. I think Ronda's like 38 or something like that. But if it's just a
It's
one-off, then
gross.
whatever.
I think
It
it's
is what
gross,
it
man.
is.
And it's like if we're gonna keep doing that, like, I mean, what do you think Nate Diaz is gonna look like here in 10 years? Like, we're gonna have him
I mean, the UFC
fight
got
somebody.
40-year-olds fighting the up-and-coming lightweights or fucking bantamweights. So it's not as bad in my opinion.
They're active though.
But Neil Dariush is gonna be fighting Manuel Torres. Like
Oh, that's gonna
that's
suck ass.
fucking
Fuck! Don't
brutal.
remind me. Ah, damn it, fucking Benny. Listen, man, I'm all for big fights and all that stuff. And Chris says Ronda armbar round one. Ronda Rousey, make no mistake about it, achieved much higher levels of combat, MMA than Gina Carano ever did.
Yeah.
But again, like I think that you're active, you're more ready to fight. These women haven't fought in a long time. I think the fight's gross. I get it that it's gonna. I honestly don't like. I don't mind the fight for what it is, and again, at least like you said, like they have 40-year-olds fighting, like Betty versus Torres. Like at least it is two older women.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like I remember, you remember when God, speaking of early Jake Paul bullshit, you remember when Evander Holyfield fought Vitor Belfort?
Forgot about that shit. That was pretty
I
bad
always,
too.
it's like burned into my brain. It was fucking terrible. So at least it's not something like that. But
Well, here's the
I
thing. I
don't
was
know,
thinking
man.
about it too. Like when I was at work, just like the matchups they could do for MVP. Like I know they have Amanda Serrano, who's a former MMA fighter as well, and she actually has wins by like, via submission, and she's done like BJJ tournaments and stuff like that.
I didn't know
So
that.
she's not a scrub on the ground either. So she's fought good for a combate, surprisingly. I think she was like
Okay.
2-1 or 3-0, but like I think she fought at 135 or like 125 around there. There is a real possibility that whoever, if Ronda Rousey beats like Gina Carano, you could be seeing Amanda Serrano versus Ronda Rousey. You know,
Clarissa Shields versus Ronda Rousey.
that's a big money fight. You know,
Dude, hey, you know what? I'm sure Clarissa Shields won her fight last weekend. But dude, I actually give Clarissa a lot of credit. She's the only one that actually was like, I'm gonna take this MMA shit seriously. And she went and fought in the PFL.
yeah,
So yeah, no,
mind
I
you.
give her credit for that.
And then you could also see Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey too, depending on the outcome of this of that fight.
The preacher's daughter.
You could I could very well see Francis Ngannou fighting for Netflix as well
Mm-hmm.
under
Mm-hmm.
MVP.
She's gotta
He could
not be with the
be.
PFL anymore, right?
He's technically. I think at this point they like PFL doesn't want to outright say it, but he's just not with the promotion. I think he's just. I think at the end of this year his contract's up or something like that. So Francis, Netflix and MVP could afford Francis. I don't think the PFL can. So I don't think
Yeah.
it's kind of funny how
But
they don't have
but
him in the
that's the issue
rankings.
though. It's like okay, you doing all these old. This is the problem, right? It's like you have all these old people fight each other, or past their prime names. Francis, I would argue, is probably the freshest guy. You do all these weird crossover fights. Where is the cultivation of talent coming in all of this, right? Because I mean, look at when you put all your chips into one fighter. Like, look at what happened to Elite XC. Put all their chips into Kimbo. Seth Petrozelli comes in on short notice and fries Kimbo Slice. The whole promotion goes up in smoke. You know what I'm saying? It's like this isn't a quick money grab, sure. This isn't a way to sustain yourself in mixed martial arts, and there really is no way to do it because the UFC just fucking has all 80 to 90% of the talent or the big
But here's the
names
thing:
in
why don't
combat
think
sports,
Netflix
and
really?
that is the only way to make money inside of combat sports. It's to have big names that people want to watch fight, and it's not going to happen. It could happen for a little stretch, but it's not something that you can sustain because the UFC has made it that way.
Yeah, but I don't think like Netflix and MVP is gonna be like this weekly MMA monthly MMA show. I think it's gonna be like a quarterly event where they just build up every single event. You know what I mean? It's like you no matter what, people are still gonna watch Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm too if Netflix says we want to book that fight. And they're gonna
Sure.
put like a bunch of fun names on the card too that people will tune in to watch. Like there's people that still want to watch Dylan Dennis versus Tony Ferguson for that was originally booked for the GFL. I mean that would have been a fun fight, but the thing is, those guys are characters, and people and the characters attract an audience. Like Jason Almeida is not going to attract an audience with his fight style, but he doesn't say much either to the media. Like Josh Hoskett for the UFC is fighting Curtis Blades now, and I
Mhm.
think he's just got ranked. He's only getting that fights because he knows what to say and get
Yeah.
under people's skin. So I
Yeah.
think I could see Netflix very well signing guy like Darren Till, like fucking Darren Till. Come on, that dude's entertaining as fuck, no matter what. The guy's hilarious. Like they'll probably get like the Luke Rockholds, Chris, whoever was left over from GFL. The most likely Netflix is gonna go and fucking grab
I
him.
think this is a good segue to kind of some of the other news around combat sports. See the GFL's back. They're cooking up some stuff.
Yeah, they got like a council team, man. I saw Hector Lombra on the team. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be shit. That guy needs counseling. I don't know about everybody else, but like they got T Wood, they got fucking Benson Henderson and a bunch of other guys.
God, Jesus
I don't
Christ.
know.
Ah,
I think Netflix has a better chance of succeeding in MMA than GFL. just because they have the
Oh
fights.
yeah, 100%. I mean, how long till Ariel Helwani has Darren Owen back on his show to promote the next GFL show?
People
Over
hate
under
on that.
3 months.
People hate that he puts like Darren Owens. Oh, he's promoting GFL. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's fucking MMA. It's fucking interesting. Come on. Like, I was kind of excited for the first event that was supposed to be last year on May 31st. Like,
You
dude, it was a
disgust me.
3-day weekend for me. They had like the
You
most
disgust me.
random fights put together. I'm cool with it. But like,
We're getting a hologram of fucking Phil Barodi to fight fucking Mark Kerr. It's like, what? No, it's okay. I have it. My very first video on my channel is about how Ariel is a slimy fuck, and I personally believe he gets paid to promote certain things, like the Jake Paul thing. Did he get paid directly by Jake Paul to promote his career? Maybe not, but he definitely got a cushy job announcing every single one of his fights. I personally believe like that to be true. I think that Ariel Helwani was probably paid by Darren Owen to get that interview. Again, that's my little conspiracy. You can tell me I'm wrong, and I wouldn't hate it. But I think that it's kind of gross that I don't mind Ariel promoting whatever the fuck he wants to promote, get paid to promote whatever he wants. But don't fucking go on there and tell me you told me that this would never happen when you were the only fucking guy platforming this fuck Darren Owen for fucking years. And then once the card get canceled, you tell your audience, I told you from the beginning this wouldn't happen. It's like, why the fuck did you have Darren Owen on fucking 3 times a year then? That's what pisses me off.
I mean, for me, like as someone that's in the media outlet, I would love to have Darren Owens on just to see what he has to say. You know what I mean? It's like,
dude, call him up right now. I'm sure his phone isn't ringing.
dude, I would tell you, I would like if Chachi would love to come on the show, I would absolutely welcome him every single time. Because like for me, I'm a big fan of listening to promoters talk because I just want to see how they promote things. I can tell what they're lying about and how they swerve things, you know, like kind of give you like the PR answer. Because like back then, I used to love watching Dana White fucking rant on other promoters. So that's why I always enjoyed like watching like promoters talk, see what kind of product they're really trying to put on us, you know?
Yeah, I had a very brief conversation with Scott Coker at the one show in Denver. It was really cool to talk to him. I'd love to see you interview a guy like Scott.
Yeah, I would love to talk to Scott one day, just in person. I don't need it to be behind a camera. I just want to meet the man, pick his brain, and that's why I don't mind the Ariel interviews with Darren Owen because I just want to see Ariel pick his brain, like. And then Ariel has,
but it's super hypocritical for you to fucking platform somebody like that. Like, okay, Phil, you platform Darren Owen, and then the event doesn't happen, right? Are you gonna turn around and fucking tell me you told me from the jump this wouldn't happen? If you're platforming him, promoting the fucking Ariel was the only I wouldn't have known. Most people wouldn't have known what the fuck the GFL was if Ariel didn't have Darren Owen on his show.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that, dude. That's hypocritical. You can't turn around and be like, "Oh, it was nothing the whole time." It's like, why are you platforming the guy then if you knew he wasn't gonna ever put on a show?
I don't know, man. It just doesn't upset me. It's just like, hey, you just give him the guy a shot, you give him some time to promote his show, and he did tell him straight to his face, "I don't think this is gonna work out for you guys because this type of format. I mean, tournament based in MMA, like seasonal tournaments, this just doesn't work. It doesn't. It's
the
not
team thing.
The whole team
about IFL was the shit. I've never seen an IFL event.
IFL, GFL, PFL, even PFL had to change their format, which they fucking finally did. But like, you know, I see what the outrage is for, but like, it doesn't really irritate me. I generally don't mind like the GFL being around. I just wish they would shut the fuck up on Twitter. They're acting like Don Davis on Twitter.
I don't care if the GFL is a thing, but you can't promise me something and then not deliver.
Yeah, that's Don Davis. And Ariel had that dude multiple times. That's one dude I cannot stand listening to talk because you know he's not genuine.
But like he was at least doing shows, right? GFL hasn't even done a show.
It was a cool concept. Not cool concept. Sorry, that's a different one. These are different. It was an interesting concept. You can't tell me not. You were intrigued by this whole GFL thing.
I was gonna watch the shit.
Bro, all the signings they did was so funny because some of the fighters just like, I never signed for this shit. It was pure comedy. It was fun. I don't give a shit. All right. It's just
Listen,
like the
man,
Usyk
I
and Rico Verhoeven. I love this shit.
I can't I hate to name drop, but I was talking to Chad Mendez about the GFL
Oh yeah. You
because
told me.
I did his windows, and that guy was fucking pissed when that shit didn't happen. And he was
Yeah.
training, like he was gone a lot, training hard for that shit. So it's like that's what pisses me off. It's like, brother,
Yeah.
you can't platform this guy that's promising this and that and the third, and then tell me the shit was never gonna happen. It's like, well, then why were you, a journalist that I trust, platforming this fuck? So I think he's just gonna do it again. That's Ariel. But anyway, let's move on to something else. Dana White announced a bunch of fights. There's a big card this weekend, and I think that's a good way to close out the show. But also, I would like to hear whatever other combat sports news you have for me, and we can react to it. So this is your time to shine, my friend.
So obviously Dana announced on his, very exciting IG lives at fucking like 12:30 at night for me. I didn't fucking stay up for it, but I saw it in the
I'm going
morning.
to stop you a second. I watched this Twitter post. It was Dana White announcing the first Sphere card, and he's stoked. He's jacked up. This is going to be the biggest combat sports event ever in history. And then they showed him announcing these announcements. He's like, yeah, JDM's going to fight Carlos Prates. Yeah, it's going to be cool, man. And you're like, what the fuck happened to Dana White?
I think that man just has too much going on, to be honest. I think he's trying to just check down everything. He's trying to like focus into Zuffa boxing and everything like that. Give the man a break.
Yeah, he's probably exhausted from Max Kellerman, giving him a blowjob every 30 minutes.
Speaking of Zuffa boxing, Jaya Pataya fights this Sunday. That's something I'm excited for.
Okay.
I can't wait to hear Max Kellerman glaze him all fucking night.
Sunday. God, Max Kellerman's knees are so sore. I have a torn meniscus. Max Kellerman's got pain in his knees like nobody's ever experienced.
There's a lot of cool events this weekend. Obviously, you get the UFC BMF title. To be honest, I don't even know who else is on that card. That's kind of sad, to be honest.
I don't either. Oh! No, I looked at it briefly this morning, but I don't remember. There are some really good fights on that card.
I did not know Cahill Brau was fighting RDR this weekend.
Sick fight.
It's going to be a fun fight.
Who are you going for, Charles versus Max?
I'd probably go Max.
Same.
I think Max. Same. I think Max gets it done. I think he finishes Charles. I think he TKOs him. I'm going to see a barrage against the cage.
Dana didn't know Yuri fight was in Miami. He also said Vincent Luque.
Vicente. Yeah, this card is also very mid, in my opinion. I like a lot of like up and coming. Oh, what do we do? This is like every card is like a fucking
326.
What was that?
326.
Yeah, pretty average. It's whatever. When you have RDR, Cahill Brau in the co-main event, you know what you're getting.
I like the whole main card. What? Raw Rosas Jr. fighting Rob Font is weird as fuck. Rob Font's gonna beat him. Dober, Michael Johnson, two kind of old guys. That's guaranteed fireworks. Gregory Rodriguez, Bruno Ferreira, I guess. Yeah, looking down at the card, yeah, there is some pretty.
It's very underwhelming. It's very hard for me to get up and be like, yeah, I'm fucking pumped for this card.
It's really top heavy. You're seeing more boxing matchmaking style recently. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm looking at it a little bit more, and yeah, it's like the top two fights are. Yeah, that is weird, isn't it? Even Kyle versus RDR is sick, but for a numbered event, I think the BMF title is stupid as hell, personally. But yeah, let's get into some more. Okay, what do you think about? I don't know everything he announced. I think the biggest news would be Alex vacating the title, and then subsequently Yuri and Olberg moving into that slot for the vacant title. I love that fight. I think that is a cool ass fight. I have questions on where Yuri is at in his career. But I do really like that fight. I would probably say Olberg, but it's gonna be hell to get that win over Yuri Prohaska. You know it is, bro. You got to walk through fire to beat that guy. Well, what do you think about that fight? What do you think about Alex moving up?
First of all, I do love Yuri and Ulbrich as a fight. Like, I think that fight's gonna be bang. It's gonna first of all, that fight's gonna be incredible. I think just any time that Yuri Prohaska fights, it's always a banger. I don't care, man. It's just win or lose, I'm all in on his fights. I've been a big fan of him since he was in Ryzen, so that was pretty cool to see him win the title. And he's the only fighter to win a Ryzen title and a UFC title, I believe, right? If we're correct, because Kyoji never done it. Manel Cap hasn't done it yet. Obviously not Kaya Sakura. So yeah,
you might be
he's the only guy to do it.
Right about that. I can't.
So he's the only guy that's. But so he, as of right now, he's the only guy to do it. And yeah, Carlos Ulbrich, kind of a bland personality. And, he's a former male stripper turned kickboxer, trains with Izzy and stuff like that. So a big fight for Team City Kickboxing, There's not much to say about that.
Yeah. What do you think about Alex moving up?
Alex moving up is the most interesting thing, obviously.
Well, sorry, vacating. We don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah, he's moving up. Like, it's pretty much confirmed he's moving up.
I think it's gonna be Cyril Gahn versus Alex for the interim title.
So there's 2 fights that's for him. He's either John Jones, which is fine. I think for a legacy fight, that's good for both guys because like Jones doesn't have the title, so he's not holding up the division, right? So Jones, he's only looking for the big fight. So he's gonna fight a 2-division champion, arguably in his last fight at the White House. So that interests him. Same thing with Alex, vice versa. So he could either become a 3-division champion fighting Cyril Gahn, or he could be the first man to beat John Jones.
They would. But if he fought John, they would put the title on the line.
They would.
Yes, they would. They would.
No, they wouldn't. That fight doesn't need a title.
They would put the title on the line, bro. You're telling me
Ariel said they no. Because what's the point?
Man, fuck Ariel Helwani. No.
Literally, what's the point? Oh, the winner's gonna fight Tom Aspinall? If Alex beats John Jones, he's gonna fight Tom Aspinall anyways.
You don't think they put the title on the line? Headlining a pay-per-view, a big card like that. That's like the UFC's strategy, bro.
Yeah, but like this card, like this fight, this magnitude, like you don't really need a title. Because John Jones, arguably the greatest of all time. And then you got Alex Pereira, 2-division UFC champion, moving up to make history. This is more of a history fight. And it's gonna be at the White House.
I 100% disagree. I think they would put a title on the line. The Cyril Gahn fight. Go ahead.
I mean, generally, what's the point? Like, maybe for Alex it'd be good, but then what if John wins? It's like, oh yeah, now I'm the interim champion when I was just the undisputed, but I vacated, and then Tommy.
No. Like, I'm sorry. They would strip Tom. They would put the actual heavyweight championship up for grabs.
That would be interesting.
That's I think that they would do. No,
if you were saying interim, interim would have.
No.
Yeah, okay. Now we're on the same page here. I mean,
yeah,
I don't hate it. I mean, it just makes the division look more fucking messy than usual. I mean, the talent already just sucks.
Oh yeah, no. And then John would drop the belt and retire. He'd probably tease us for fucking 6 more months. I think that's a really retarded decision by the UFC. I don't give a shit about John Jones. I don't think it's interesting. Like, him fighting again is interesting. I don't think that him versus Alex is an interesting fight either, because I see that as very uncompetitive. I think that Cyril Gahn versus Alex is the fight to make. That's the best fight stylistically for me personally.
I mean, either fight for Alex Pereira works for me because like he has at least in each fight he has a chance to do something for history, right? If he fights Cyril Gahn, he has a chance to win the title in three divisions, the first fighter to ever do that. And then if he were to fight John Jones, he fights John Jones. If he beats John Jones, holy shit, you know what I mean? You might have to throw him in the GOAT conversation, depending on how people view the GOAT. You know what I mean?
No. You're absolutely right about that. Are we? So me and you both seem to be just forgetting about Tom in this equation.
Apparently, he's gonna be out for the rest of the year, supposedly, or maybe towards the end of the year.
And
So it's
that's
like,
why I
and the
do.
White House,
I feel like whoever Alex fights, that they're gonna make Tom vacate the title, and they're gonna put it on. They've had champions vacate the title for less, just
yeah.
to be clear, and it's gonna be the actual heavyweight title on the line, whoever he fights.
Mm-hmm.
So
Other than that, the card is pretty solid. Actually, not pretty solid. It's actually fucking great. Now, this is a card I could get excited for because co-main event is Joshua Vance Tatsuya Taira.
oh, you're talking
Banger
about the
fight.
Miami card.
Yep, Miami
Yes.
will always get the best cards. It's like
I
it's
told
just
you it was
like,
going to be Josh Van versus Tyra. I don't know if you ever pushed back on that, but I knew that was going to be the next fight. As soon as Tyra and Van both won, UFC was looking at that. I wish it was in Houston or in Japan, but
I wanted it in Houston just because it just came around when Josh Van was down. And then the other fight I told you about was Curtis Blades, Josh Hockett. We know why Josh Hockett is getting this fight. Unranked fighter versus the number 4 ranked fighter.
yeah,
Benil Dariush, Manuel Torres.
they love doing that to Curtis, bro. He fought
Yeah.
Rizvan Kuniev after his Contender Series win. A guy who did fight in the UFC before. They love putting Curtis Blades in those kind of spots. And honestly, I think that it's a dangerous fight for him. Curtis Blades, known to get caught early. I think Josh Hockett is explosive enough to do that. But make no mistake, Curtis Blades is a solid fighter. I mean, he's a little washed, but he could easily get the dub here.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a weird fight.
Quickly, Benil Dariush, Manuel Torres. We know what's going to happen there. Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker.
Sick fight. I love that fight.
Azamat Mirzakana versus Paulo Costa. Patricio Pitbull versus Aaron Pico. Bellator never dies, huh? Mateus Gamrot versus Mateus Gamrot versus Esteban Ribovic. Ribovic isn't even ranked, so he's getting a big fight here.
It's a good fight.
And Cub Swanson, Nate Landwehr, the banger fight right there.
It's a banger. Certified.
Kevin
banger.
Holland, Randy Brown, sure.
Gross.
Calvin Gasson, Vicente Luque, gross.
Yeah.
And the second fight of the night, the first fight of the night, because the other fight got scrapped. Tatiana Suarez versus Lupi Godinez. All good fights, I must say.
Layup. That's a layup for Suarez. Pitbull versus Pico. Holy shit. Random.
Yeah.
Hey, they're trying to kill off one of them, right?
Exactly.
This is the best way to do that.
Speaking of Bellator, we'll go into Ryzen this weekend real quick. Patchy Mix returns to Ryzen, and he's going to headline against Kiyoma Akimoto, I believe. In
Tony. JMMA Twitter going crazy over this one, son.
I think Patchy Mix really didn't get a fair chance. Like, he had 2 fights, and like one was to Mario Batista, a top 10 opponent, and like a split decision against Jacob Willax, who is a KSW champion. So it was like, and Willax still hasn't lost yet either. So
yeah,
I think it's unfair because we've seen like even worse, like that fucking guy who fought on the last night's card, the fucking dude from Bolivia, the middleweight that got a Contenders Series contract, even though he lost, and he's 0-4 in the UFC.
Oh, Medina.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys give him a bunch of chances, but you can't get Patchy Mix. I'm just like, this guy has a little more credibility.
I think that Patchy and the UFC both agreed that it would probably be best. I like Patchy Mix going to Ryzen. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool.
He's gonna get. It's gonna be bigger for him.
Yeah,
I think to fight in Ryzen. And did he ever fight on those Bellator versus Ryzen cards?
Yeah, he did. He's only 1-0 in Ryzen.
So he got a little bit of a base to stand on with that. I like it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I like Patchy Mix. I just thought, it is what it is. Whatever happened to him, I just thought he deserved at least one more fight.
My theory is they were paying Patchy Mix a lot more than Medina, so they wanted to get out of paying him. Just what I think.
Maybe they just want,
that's probably 100% true. They do that with higher paid fighters. That's a good point, Showweather.
Today's my birthday. What? Happy
fake
birthday.
news. It's not your birthday, is it?
What are you, Krazy Kev?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this up. What is up with this guy, Krazy Kev, and all these fake fight announcements? This is your world. Go off.
I don't really have to go off because I really don't give the guy attention, really. Because like people say, like, oh, you guys give these guys too much attention, yada yada. As I am right now, and I did bring up his name, so that's on me. But it's like if you hate the guy so much, why do you even mention him? Why do you even credit him? Why do you even do all this on Twitter? When I remember when I first saw him on Twitter, like starting to blow up, he had like 6,000 followers, right? And then fucking now he's at like 24,000. And like it sucks because like there's a lot of like you could say UFC only fans who don't know any better because they just believe anything they see on Twitter. And like, Kerry Kez has been right. But when it comes to like his giant fight announcements, like for example, Kamzat versus Yuri Prohaska for the vacant light heavyweight title, it's completely wrong. Like they just fall for it because oh yeah, he's broken some fights before and he was right, yada yada. And then like so fans are just gonna run with it that Kamzat is gonna fight Yuri. They make these fake posters. You see these Instagram posts and everything like that people are crediting him, so he gets all the clout he wants, I guess you can say. But if it ain't coming from like the promotion itself, or like I would say the top three names are Nolan King,
Ariel.
Ariel, and Marcel Dorf on Twitter. Those guys are like, you should be your go-to guys for like fight news, Like don't like I seen like West till End or something like that. Always crediting them. I'm like they nothing's ever set until at least those three reporters have at least confirmed it, right? And then I seen Bert. Yeah, I know. I've seen Bert on Twitter. Um, who else? There's a couple other guys. I follow. Like I talk to a lot of reporters as well, and they tell. And I would ask myself, "Hey, is this fight confirmed or not?" And he was like, "It's in talks, but nothing's ever confirmed yet until it's fucking announced by like Big Marcel or something." So Krazy Kev has like this. There's an article that somebody posted, and it's actually pretty fucking damn good. It's not just bashing on him, but it's actually getting like real details about it. I forgot his name. I think it's like Jamie Lannister, like that fucking guy from Game of Thrones. But he breaks it down pretty good though. But he just basically saying that he's tricked his audience to believe in all this crap, and he really doesn't care about his audience. Really, he just does it for the clicks and likes, the social media engagement. Because some people get high off of that. I used to get high off of that when I ran Combat Sports Today until I realized like I'm not doing it because I freaking love it. I'm doing it because I love the highness. I mean, love being high off the engagement, And that's what Crazy Kev suffers from. He's addicted to the engagement.
I think that it certainly is a way to grow your channel, get engagement, like you said. I guess for everybody who's tripping off of a guy like that, what would you say is the solution to the problem they're having of Krazy Kev?
Me? I'll be petty as fuck. I'll just report his page. I'll just make a group chat in your Discord. Like you got 120 people. Everybody go fucking report his page so it fucking disappears or whatever. But that's just me being petty. But the solution is I don't know. I don't want nobody just blocks him. Like I said, oh, why do I always see Krazy Kev's posts on my Twitter? Like I don't know why he's posting fake news. Then block him. Don't give him the clout. Don't give him the attention. It's not just. It's also you, like the person that's like has a problem with it. Like if you have a problem with it, and you're not doing anything to avoid it, it's like mute them or block them, whatever. If you just don't do any of that, then you're not helping yourself. If you don't want to see his posts, like if I generally don't like somebody, I block them or mute them and just don't even bother with them. I don't even speak about it. I don't send it to group chats. Oh, look at this fucking guy. You know what I mean? The more attention you give him, the more clout you give him.
100%. There you go. Is there anything else you wanna get into?
Well, we had 3 weeks worth. I mean, I got to check my Twitter real quick. PFL announced a card for South Dakota on May 2nd in Sioux Falls with arguably one of the worst main events. Logan Storley versus Florian Zandelli, who is like the 2024 PFL European champion. This is how I know Bellator's back. Because when I see a main event like this, I've seen this main event.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota, baby. Storley, where did he wrestle?
I think he's from South Dakota, and then Cheyenne
Okay.
Bowers, which is like I think like the LFA champ or former LFA champ. She's from South Dakota, and she's making her debut as a co-main event. And I see the comment from Toxic that PFL took away Boston card. Yes, I'm from Boston, though, so I was kind of bummed out about that because I guess they couldn't get something together. So instead, they're gonna go with Paul Hughes headlining Belfast again against JJ Wilson. So that's gonna be a fight. That's another PFL fight that was announced. Karate Combat is going to Russia on March 27th. They're gonna have Muhammad Makaya, Guram Kutaladze on that card, so that's very interesting. I'm surprised Karate Combat, still making these type of fucking events and fights.
That is interesting. You think they ran out of investors? They screwed everybody over in America, so they got to run over to Russia.
Maybe. Naoya Inoue and Juto Nakatani is going to fight on May 2nd as well in Tokyo. So that's a massive fight. Massive fight.
From somebody who has never seen Nakatani fight and has watched Naoya Inoue fights, sell me that one.
Well, I think they're both 29-0. Naoya Inoue is older. Nakatani's kind of like the up and coming. Is pretty much he's been built as like the guy that's going to be Inoue, and is arguably the two biggest. It's basically Tenshin versus Takeru.
Okay.
In boxing.
Now
that is.
Did you know that if I need to actually research this a little bit more, but I believe, pretty confident that if Naoya Inoue beats Junto Nakatani, he will be tied with Floyd Mayweather and Joe Louis for the most boxing title fight wins.
I think he breaks the record, actually.
Maybe tied, I believe.
Either way, that's a massive fight.
That's something to look up. Hold on, let me see.
And on that same night, right? So here's the best part about Japan, at least for this. It's going to be on a Saturday, right? Saturday morning, Nakatani and Inoue, right? And then coming back to the U.S., because mind you, it is Cinco de Mayo weekend, and we got a Mexican banger. David Benavidez versus Zerto Ramirez for the WBO and WBA Cruiserweight title. Like, dude, those two fights on the same night, it's so fucking sick. Like, I get to see my two favorite boxers fight in one night, which is David Benavidez and Naoya Inoue. So
you're right.
That's literally the best.
According to AI, you're right. He'll break the record if he beats Junto Nakatani. Wow. That's like more historically important, like, than anything to me. No one will ever beat Joe Louis's record of 25 straight consecutive title defenses. But holy shit, that's crazy. 27 title fight wins. He'll break the record if he beats Nakatani. That's super significant. Historic day for boxing for sure.
It is. And just like that, May 2nd is just going to be historical. And
David Benavidez is going to smoke Zerto Ramirez, dog.
Zerto Ramirez is a big dude, though. Like,
I don't give a fuck.
He's not. He's going from fucking 175 to 200 pounds. That's a big weight difference.
Nasukawa versus. Oh yes. Tenshin Nasukawa is gonna box Estrada on that card as well.
Yep.
Is he on that card? No, wait.
I believe he's on the same card.
Okay, that's
either way.
Junto would be his
Cinco
best
de Mayo
win.
weekend is one to remember. But I think that's it for me.
All right, brother. Well, quite a long show today, and I appreciate it. It was very fun. Always appreciate doing the show with you, my friend. We're at episode 9, so it'll be 10 episodes next time we do the show. Love doing this podcast, man. It's always a good time. Tell us what you got coming up, my friend.
A shitload of interviews. One of our guys just came back from Senshi, over in Bulgaria. Shout out to the people in Senshi, man. They fly us out and everything, man. They treat us like royalty when my peoples are over there. So shout out to that sick kickboxing promotion. A 9-year-old, I can't say his name, Zorlik something. I'm sorry I butchered his name, but whatever. A 19-year-old kid won the Senshi welterweight tournament three fighters and three fights in one night. All went to decision, but they were all bangers too. So that was pretty cool to see. And this fight ended just in time for UFC Mexico to start. So it was a good night of fights for me yesterday. And then yeah, just interviews. We always cranking out the interviews and stuff like that. We're trying to get on the RFA card in Philly in April. We could be going back to essentially
RAF,
which is going to be Henry Cejudo versus Marab in wrestling.
Ugh.
And yeah, same old stuff with CST going on.
Solid, love it. For me, I want to do some more videos this week. So stay tuned for that. I want to do a tier list of every lineal heavyweight boxer ever. In preparation for Usyk versus Rico. And then obviously who's up next will be either tonight or tomorrow. So you guys stay tuned for that.
The usual content, the weekly content you always post out.
Yes, sir.
I love your consistency.
Appreciate that, my friend. Yeah, no, it's just fucking, I don't know. We'll see. My YouTube channel this weekend has actually surpassed my old YouTube channel in subscribers. If you guys don't know about that, I had a YouTube channel with somebody else, and my shit is surpassed the person that took over my old channel. So I'm very stoked on that. A little personal accomplishment for me. So
yeah. You want a cookie for that?
This
or what?
No, I got something better, Doug. I got this belt right here.
All right. I'm out. Like I seen that shit. That shit's corny. All right, y'all. It was good seeing y'all. We'll hopefully see you next week. Don't ever post that gay shit again. Peace.
All right, later. We're out. Peace.
What the hell? Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Man, you want some too? You better wrap it up.